Dude, what? So that means that first place goes to. Hey everybody, welcome or welcome back to Jay's Whiskey Walk. I hope you're having an awesome day. My name is Jesse, and today I'm super excited to bring you guys a Wild Turkey blind to see whether or not Wild Turkey 101 has gotten better or worse. But before we jump into the blind, I gotta give another huge shout out to Garry, or Illestdood in the Discord, for sending me these samples, but also for being the first paid Patreon member on the channel. I can't express enough how much I appreciate your support to the channel, not only with giving me things to do some content on, but also your financial support and encouragement as well. So again, Garry, thank you so much for sending these in. Let's dive into it. So in this blind, we have an old label of the Wild Turkey 101, the new label of the 101, the 8-year that was released earlier this year, and the 70th year anniversary, which is an 8-year released back in 2024. But I have no idea what's in here. My wife just randomly poured these just before she went to work and noted them in this notebook here, which I've not opened yet. And so we'll go through them. I give you a little bit of notes on the nose, palate, and finish, and I'll try to give them a nice ranking towards the end to kind of see where they land, and then we'll do a little bit of a reveal. So let's dive into it. All right, on glass A. Okay. I know I'm going to get a lot of similar notes across the board. Well, at least I'm assuming that I'm going to get similar notes across the board, but this one isn't as punchy as I would expect from a Wild Turkey. Maybe it's a little bit more mellowed out, but I still get those nice sweet vanillas and the oakiness, a little bit of caramel on there. And now going back to it, I'm getting a little bit more of that Wild Turkey funk that I typically anticipate. A little bit of the bread note, a little bit of clove. Man, it's really nice. Let's get on the palate. Okay. Oh yeah. Now I'll be honest with you. I go back and forth with Wild Turkey, trying to decide whether or not I like it. But I'm super excited about this, and this is hitting just right now. Nice, sweet vanilla forward. Again, the caramels, the oakiness. The oakiness isn't overpowering though. This one seemed like a really nice, balanced pour. The viscosity is there. It's nice and sticky. Take a second notebook and kind of take some notes. All right. Cleanse my palate, give these ones fair game. All right, glass B. Getting more brown sugar on this one. A little less oakiness, a little less of the Wild Turkey funk. Still pretty nice, even a little bit like maybe a little bit more honey note to it. Kind of like the Hawaiian sweet bread. The sweet rolls. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting on this one. All right, let's dive in on the palate. Interesting. It seemed a little bit more muted. Still pretty good. Getting a little bit more of those brown sugars. The viscosity isn't quite there like the first one was, but it's not bad. Let me go at it again. This tastes like one of those hard caramel candies that you've been eating for just a little bit too long, you know what I mean? All right, on to glass C. Okay, so I'm still getting those bread notes. The Wild Turkey funk doesn't really punch me too hard on this one. Nice and sweet, balanced oakiness. Again, kind of similar to glass A, I'm not gonna lie. Even getting some baking spice notes on this one. Maybe the rye is coming forward a little bit more on it. Still nice and sweet. Nice and balanced. Let's go on the palate. Ooh, the rye came forward a little bit on that one, but it dissipated pretty nicely. I'm getting more of a sweet oak to it, not as caramel forward. Sure, maybe some of the vanillas that's in there, but the baking spices are coming forward nicely on there, the rye. Pretty balanced, I like it. Let's go back at it. I feel like that one has a really nice full flavor to it. And as I'm sitting here, I really like how the brown sugars and the baking spices are kind of lingering on the palate a little longer than what I was getting on the other ones, which is actually really nice. So that's good for that one. All right, and on to glass D. Okay, so on the nose, I'm getting back to those deeper, richer sugars. Back to that Wild Turkey funk. And obviously they're all gonna have a certain aspect of that because they're yeast strand. Yeah, I like that one. Pretty nice. All right, on the palate. Whoa, Oh yeah, I like that one a lot. Get a lot more of the sweetness coming forward. Kind of like a caramelized apple pie note that I'm getting on there. You know how the insides of the pie kind of get onto the crust and just caramelize really nicely? Oof. All right, I'm gonna go back through these again, take some notes, really concentrate and try to figure out where I want these things to rank. But before I do, I just wanted to let you guys know that I'm sipping out of some wee Glencairns that I got off of Amazon. And if you want to get some to do a blind battle like I'm doing here and avoid having too heavy of pours but have a good experience, or if you want to do a tasting with your buddies, these wee Glens are perfect. So click the Amazon link in the description below. All right, we are back, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit wild turkeyed out. The wild turkey funk kind of gets to me sometimes, and for some reason these seem a little bit off-putting, but it's okay. We are good. We have figured out which ones we like and which ones we don't like, or at least kind of put them in a ranking. I really do like wild turkey. I just think that after drinking, 4 different samples of it, it kind of gets a little bit interesting. Let's go ahead and get into the rankings. In 4th place, as you can maybe tell, the one that I could not drink the rest of is actually Glass B. So I'm going to go ahead and open up this notebook and see which one Glass B is. All right, my wife said to be a little bit careful with how I open these so I don't reveal the other ones. Glass B is the old label. Okay, I was honestly hoping that the old label would win after everyone was saying that wild turkey is just not as good as it used to be. Gary, I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure you're one of those people that think that the old label is better. This one just seemed a little muted to me. Man, I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of bummed about that. But again, it's okay. And then 3rd place goes to Glass A. Let's see what A is. A is the 8-year. Okay, so this was actually the first 8-year that I've tried since it's come out this year. I've had the 70th, but this is the first 8-year that has come out. It was pretty good. The first sip was very balanced, but when I went back through it, it got kind of funky to me, a little bit too funky. But I know a lot of people really like the 8-year. My brother-in-law in particular, I know he enjoys the 8-year. Maybe I need to try his bottle. I don't know if his is any better, but yeah, 3rd place goes to Glass A. And 2nd place goes to Glass C. So let's see what C is. C is the 70th. Dude, what? So that means that 1st place goes to the new label of Wild Turkey 101. Man, I can't believe that the new label beat out even the 70th. I was actually kind of anticipating that the 70th, I thought, honestly, I thought that it was gonna go the 70th, the old label, the 8-year, and then the new label. Based on what everyone was saying, I definitely thought it was gonna lay out a little bit differently than this, but sometimes that's just how the cookie crumbles, I guess. Again, Gary, thank you so much for sending these samples to me. I had a lot of fun doing this. Thank you for your patience. I know it took a couple weeks for me to get these out. But let me know if you guys would rank these any differently than I did. That's it for now. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.